Hey guys, good afternoon. I'm here with my friend Ren.
What's up, guys?
we are so night and day, but we get along so well that it's ridiculous.
What do you mean night and day? What are you trying to allude to?
You know what I'm trying to allude to. It's obvious. But behind the scenes, actually, we're a little bit more alike than I think people would guess.
Scorpio season.
But I ran up on this video that really like shot me back to so many conversations that I had about live stream, and I wanted to have a conversation with Warren because he was there in the early days, believe it or not. And if you're watching right now, share the broadcast because I think people need to hear this. I think so many people are afraid of live streaming, and I would never be so pious or so self righteous to say, oh, you shouldn't be afraid.
Mm-hmm.
Because fool, in the early days, I was afeared. Do you remember that, Warren?
Yes.
Do you remember the conversation? Where were we? Do you remember?
There was a couple conversations, but one was in a restaurant. I remember that one.
Papados.
Yeah, Papados.
Papados on 290.
Where you're like, well, so it's not going to happen. So what else? What's next?
Right.
What's the other plan? What's plan
Right.
B? I'm like, there's no plan B.
The opposite of going
Yeah.
on, like that part. And you were like, you're like, you got to do it. You got to do it now. And you're like, I'm going to harass you every day until you do it.
Mm-hmm.
There's your friend. Tell him, Warren.
Well, hey,
Troy's over there flexing. He's
seen all the muscles in the video?
It's not Troy. It's not Flex Friday yet. Put those guns away.
He did it like this. I said, what that mean? The money gone?
Yeah. What would happen, man?
Hey.
Yo, what's up? So I don't want to, like I said, I don't want to be so self-righteous just to tell people, it's not scary. But I keep talking about this whole law of diminishing returns. Like everything is hard at first. And if you don't go ahead and do it a lot, like you'll never get better. And people are like, well, live stream was easy for you. And we were having this conversation before we started. Live stream was easy for you because you're a great speaker.
Mm-hmm.
But how many speeches later? So a couple thousand in corporate America, at the last job, couple thousand of job before that. Like I was literally somewhere speaking to a sales team or 2 or 3 or 4 every single day of the week, 365 days a year. I mean, after a while, your mouth can't do nothing but wag. You know what I'm saying? So like, what if you never got started? What if you've never started Octo Nation? You ever think about that?
Well, I always think about, how I got started into doing live. And I remember asking myself, because I would get really frustrated because I tried to just record myself on video, but I knew there was security in knowing that I could tap to end it. And so, 50 or 60 videos later in my camera roll, I was fed up. I was like, I don't want to do this. I can't do this. Like I keep stuttering and blah, blah, blah. And, live to me was a way to just be like, I'm live. There are people watching me. I can't say, let me just restart this over. Let me just do this. And so live actually helped me form cohesive sentences, helped me just gather my thoughts in a way that was just like, you're live. People are watching you, and so there's tons of people who try to segue themselves into it by recording just video. They're like, I hate myself on video, blah, blah, blah. And it's not really about you. And I think when you get to the point where you are reading the comments, you're having a conversation, you're building meaningful connections, that's when it starts getting easier. It's all the stuff that you think it's going to be beforehand, all the stuff that you've dreamed up in your head, all your nightmares. Those are all happening until, you press the live button and just start, and open yourself to the possibility that everybody wants you to win, that everybody is excited to see your face, is excited to hear from you, is excited to hear your unique perspective on things. And it'll be a lot easier for you to get started. And I think that repetition of doing that and then saying, okay, people have the best intentions or people can't wait to hear from me, helped me, go live more. And another thing was just, if you go live on your personal page and you're like, I don't want my family, my friends, my ex-coworkers, you think of all the people that you don't want to see you, you have to start thinking of all the people that do, and all the people that are, could potentially be missing out. And Danielle, all the people that are missing out because of the stuff that you do know and the things that you've been through and the things that you've gotten over. If you just speak to those things, you'll start having people gravitate towards that. So.
And it really also, Warren, increased my level of don't give a F-ness. You understand what I'm saying? It was always somewhat there, but then you always have this self-censure that's going on in the background. I don't care who you are. That's the thing people miss. Even gregarious, overly confident, super, off the chain, extroverts have that same tape going on in the background that super introverts have. People are not gonna like me. People are gonna make fun of me. People mistake the definition of introversion and extroversion. It's just what gives you energy. So people give me energy, and for an introvert, people take your energy. But live stream really is inanimate because it's not like real people are here, bottom line. So it takes me just as much energy on live stream as it takes an introvert because you're not playing to a room or audience. So I think people mistake the fact that just because you're extrovert, you don't have fear or you don't have self-doubt or you don't lack confidence sometimes. And that's not true at all.
And there's various forms of going live. Like, there's tons of people that I talk to when they're first starting that I say, why don't you start, with an interview series? If you don't want to be direct to camera talking, then be a journalist, be a reporter, be somebody who's really curious about how things work, report on how, what you're seeing in the marketplace. There's a person named Mari Smith who screen shares Facebook, and she just walks through, these are the changes that are happening currently with Facebook, and she walks people through. And she's known as the queen of Facebook just because of the way she is a reporter for Facebook. These are the changes that happen today, guys. And so you don't have to necessarily do it in a certain way that makes you feel uncomfortable. Ask yourself, what do I enjoy doing? Do I enjoy having conversations with other people? What are the things that scare me initially about going live, and what are solutions to that? Because
I'm actually teaching my first workshop. Let me tell you why I'm teaching it tonight.
Okay.
And it's only $29. It's really a Christmas gift to people because I want them to go live. I didn't want to do it free because I think people don't have value in free. So it's a $29 workshop. I went all the way back to the very first workshop that I ever taught on live streaming. It wasn't even a Facebook live workshop. It was a pair, and everything, matter of fact, let me show it to you. And everything that I did then, I am still doing now. And I want people to know that sound principles, they really don't age. And just the art of taking care of people and speaking to people, people are always like, Coach, how do you keep up with so many people, guys? And if you haven't shared the broadcast, hey, Berlin, hey, Benita, hey, Pastor Nikki, hey, Lanita, hey, Kendra, if you haven't shared the broadcast, make sure you share the broadcast. But people are like, Coach, I can go months and not come in your broadcast and then come in your broadcast and you'll speak and say, where have you been? How do you keep up with the goings and comings? And, there's this little book called How to Win Friends and Influence People. You may have heard of Mr. Dale Carnegie. And if I tell people, if you start small, when it's only 5 or 10 people there, if you can keep up with the 5 or 10, you can keep up when it's 15 and 20. Huh? Yeah. Just give me the address, baby. You ain't got to do that between me and him. Just write it down and bring it to me and I can do it. He want to facilitate it while I'm live. But hey, Toya, that's your favorite book? Mine too, Judy. And it really is a business principle more than anything. But if you can keep up with 5, you can keep up with 500. Because you're not going to come at once. It's not going to be like this epic overnight growth. Everybody came in waves and stages. And so I used to be so deliberate as to write people's real name down and write their screen name down. And so when your screen name came across and it was fucking Mr. Magnificent, I'd be like, hey, Edgar. And they'd be like, oh my God, she remembered. And it's real to people. You know what I'm saying? And I think a lot of people think that this is not real, but it really is as real nowadays. That's Cujo scrambling across the floor. Did you hear him? We call them scrambled legs, not scrambled eggs. And this floor gives him the blues. Don't let it be waxed. Oh, he slid from here all the way out the front door. Did you hear it?
Yes.
That was Cujo. But, you know, I think people mistake that in a digital marketplace, this connection is as real as some people are going to have sometimes. And so when you really meet people, like we met in real life first.
Yeah.
Which is a rarity. Most of my clients, we meet online first, and then we finally get that opportunity to meet in person. So it's two different things. But guys, bit.ly/Black Friday Money. Tonight is a webinar for $29. I'm going to show you the blue. Him and his dog. I'm going to show you guys the blueprint that I used to get to where I am today. I'm going to even show you guys the numbers. I know, baby. The numbers, I'm going to show them to you right now. It's done, Troy. Y'all forget I got secretary duty. And what's so amazing about this is to be able to look back and actually see how far I've come. We were talking today about Polaroid pictures. You remember Polaroids, Warren? Are you old enough?
Yes.
Do you miss them?
Do I miss them?
I miss them.
I'm not that nostalgic.
I miss having a real picture right here, right now. I don't print the pictures from my phone as much. And so I miss having all the little Polaroids laying around with the people's names and dates on them. You don't remember? You don't miss those little pictures?
No, I totally know about that, but I don't know why. I guess my family wasn't really big into photos and videos. I don't have any video footage of my mom. She passed away in 2011, and I didn't realize until later how much video, like, it wasn't a thing. Like, you know how we have TikTok, we have video now, we're videotaping everything. It wasn't a thing you thought about back then. I'm gonna videotape this. Like, you know, we didn't have the ability to do that unless you had a camera.
Not just walking around.
Yeah.
And to be honest, my mom passed away, seems like forever ago. But it'll be 2 years. It'll be 2 years in April. And I don't even have a lot of video of her.
Yeah.
The kids do. I got my video of my mom from the twins and Tyler, because even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, you didn't think to do it.
Yeah.
I do have video of her today. I bought her a car, and it would be special occasions like we have video of her. But like the kids just have everyday video of her. And I'm so jealous. Like I'll say, send me a clip of mom. So let me tell you this is so random. And I was getting ready to show you this template for tonight, but I got to tell you this because I'm on the story. So Faith has this video of my mom, and it's so old school. I'm trying to keep it together, not cry. But she goes into my mom's room because my mom, for them, was Snapchat fodder. It was just material for Snapchat, you know? And so she goes to my mom's room, and my mom has a styrofoam cup and a spoon, and she is just stirring her life away. And Faith's like, Granny, what you doing? And all this, she already had the conversation, knew what my mom was doing, went, got the phone, was like, I need to record this. And Granny's like, making paste? No, she said, Granny, what you got in the cup? She said, flour. She said, and what else? She said, water. She said, Granny, what for what? I'm making paste. My mom's like, why you ask me these crazy questions? But Faith's like, why you making glue? Why you mixing flour and water to make glue? That's crazy. And but you could see the generational clash of this is how we used to make glue. And Faith like, girl, we got all this glue and tape and Elmer's and what's the gorilla, gorilla glue and all the stuff around the house. Why in the world are you mixing water and flour in a cup? She's like, Granny, what you gonna do with the paste? Granny's like, I'm gonna fix my address book. And Faith's like, just get a new one. What and the generational clash was just so stark that it was amazing. But I say that to say, yeah, we didn't do the whole camera thing, video thing. So this is my very, very first.
I remember
and believe it or not, for 5 years ago, this looks pretty good.
Yeah, it looked really good actually.
Yeah, this looks pretty good. And I had actually been on Periscope 4 months when I did this workshop. And when I went back through it and saw, just the conversion, but this is what, first of all, I want to show you me with hair.
That's another live story.
That's a whole, that's a whole, even taking the wig off on live stream that's a whole another story. But look at my followers then on Periscope. I had 2,000 followers. From now I have 35,000, some insane number. And then back then, Kim Garster, 21,000, I thought I would never get there. And look at some of the stuff I said. Periscope is not about you. Periscope is about serving others. The more you serve others, the more people will come to you. And all of this to this day, Periscope is a lot like television. Viewers will expect you to be consistent.
Start at least 2 days a week.
And if you really want to take over, scope all the time and give killer content. None of this, guys, has changed. So some of you guys, if you want to get a jump start on your live streaming and you want to do it the right way, because I see a whole lot of people doing it wrong. I see y'all waiting on people to join, just sitting there, combing your hair and picking your teeth and waiting on people to join, not realizing 2/3 of your viewers are going to be replay viewers. So you're sitting there waiting on these people to join and you're missing the opportunity to serve the people that came later. So go to bit.ly/Black Friday Money. I'm doing this live stream webinar tonight. And look, even back then, I'm going to show you what my giveaway was back then, because this is going to be my bonus for tonight. But look, this is crazy. This is crazy. Just to go back and look. So tonight, my giveaway is going to be the content creation questions that will help you create 30 days of content. Still relevant.
It is, yeah.
5 years later.
Yeah, you always want to be conscious of campaigns, like do something for at least 30 days or so.
Still, and when I looked at this, and then my bonus get started list, which will help you calm down your nerves, because preparedness helps guard against fear. It doesn't help eradicate fear. But it's because when I go live, other than this conversation with Warren today, if you flip through my tablet, you always see 5 points, 7 points, 9 points. Even when I go live, 5 ways to 6 ways to 7 ways. It's never random. It's very rarely without thought. It's always with study. I'm going to read an article, but then I'm going to read an opposing point of view. And then I'm going to read, somebody that's unbiased, what they said about the article. Then I'm going to render my own opinion. But And in terms of just, I'm gonna hit the go live button and just go live, even if it's just a conversation with Warren. We've been talking about this for 3 days, 4 days. I think I hit you up Monday.
Yeah.
And said, hey, let's go live. So it's always, I don't know.
With me, even with the going live, something that you have to ask yourself after a live or even before it is, what's the point? Like, and get really specific with yourself. And with each individual bullet, what you could do, this could be like a quick, bullet strategy or whatever, is with each individual bullet, tell a story, make a point, tie it back to whatever your offer is or what you're selling. Tell a story, make a point, tie it back to your whatever your service you're offering.
And if you just start with the bullets,
yeah,
and make and every bullet justified in a point, and that's what I'm going to teach you guys tonight, really how to get ready. But to be honest with you, in all the years of live streaming, the knowledge is not as important as the relationships, and it still is not.
Mm-hmm.
The how you doing today, the encouragement you give people, the letting them know they not by themselves, letting them know you struggle too, just being relatable and real. And then I went back, another thing too, and I really have you and Roberto to thank for this. For a long time, that 5 year ago video, my marketing message was the exact same as it is today. And there's very few people that you could catch that 5 years ago, they were saying the same thing to the same audience that they're saying now. So that has a lot to do, that consistency alone.
And I remember telling you when we were sitting there, I said, what you don't get, Danielle, is that as soon as you go live, whether you would like to believe it or not, people are going to immediately put you on a pedestal because they're going to think, wow, how brave of her to do that. And they're immediately going to put her in a place of authority or expert. And what Danielle did such a great job at was chipping away at that pedestal on a daily basis and saying, I'm just like you, I'm just like you, and calling people's names out and building relationship. So know that when you first get on live, you're already the less than 1% of the world that is going to get on live and form a cohesive thought or sentence, or has the charisma, or not even so much the charisma, but has the bravery to do it in the first place. So your job really after that point is to connect and to let them know, hey, like I'm just like you. Hey, I see you. I know you're here. I appreciate,
Can you say that word again? Appreciate.
Appreciate.
You said something at conference that I say all the time. I say it in a different way than you do, of course. I say people don't have to FUQ with you. They don't.
They don't.
They don't. They don't have to buy your stuff. They don't have to watch your videos. They don't have to. Even my clients, bro, if I tell you how above and beyond, if I'm learning how to take videos and photos with my camera, I tell my clients, come on in this class Saturday morning, Sunday morning. We're going to learn how to take these videos. Come on, y'all. We're going to do this web readiness meeting. I do so many meetings and workshops and stuff outside of that normal, here's what you get from me. Got back from conference. I said, come on, I'm going to do individual content creation camps with every one of y'all. Now you got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning to get it.
Yeah.
You got to send me a cup of coffee to get it, but you're going to get it. And just come on. We're going to plan every webinar. We're going to plan every workshop. We're going to plan every telesummit. We're going to plan every campaign for 3-6 months. I want you to be seamless in what you're doing. I don't want you to have that stutter step. And just, why? Why do I do all of it? Because, bro, people ain't got to pay you. Ever. And I get so mad at coaches and people that are arrogant enough to think that folks owe you money, bro. They don't.
Mm-hmm. It's not even so much money. It's attention. Attention is
time, money, all of it.
Yeah. Attention is really the
time, money, energy, effort, sweat equity, elbow grease, food, any of it. Any of it. And even to the tune of, $1 million a year, bro, really? Me?
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy to me. It blows my mind. But I had somebody inbox me earlier today because I got this Christmas bundle going on. This, man, it's bananas. I have like over $1,000 some worth of products in this Christmas bundle for $99, just because I want people to get their shit right before the year starts, right? And I had somebody inbox me, and one of the links didn't work. Bam, here goes the link. Somebody else said I couldn't download this. Here, bam, here it goes. And they're responding like, man, you're responding yourself. Fool, you did not have to spend your $99. You don't have to spend $12 with me. You don't have to spend $3 with me. I am so serious about 100% response rate. Even the people that say, I saw your video this morning and I liked it, or I just met you, or somebody shared their video, my team will tell you, I don't care if it's an email, a bot, a messenger, a text, Warren, we break our back to respond to everything. You know why? Because everybody don't.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody don't. And we're about to enter into an area where if you take these customers for granted, you won't have them. But if you always operate like that, you will always have business. Don't wait until the tide shifts and people are sick of the demigods and the people with the God complexes thinking that, you just gotta pay them all this money.
Yeah.
Well, don't wait till the tide shifts. Just appreciate people as you go, and it's a whole lot easier.
And a question I ask myself on a daily basis with the group that I run,
Show I don't even think you realize you do that. Every time you say with the group I run, you tug your shoulders.
Is that there's 350,000 of them, right? And so on a daily basis, I ask myself, what am I doing today that's deserving of their attention?
Right.
And it's not deserving of their money, deserving of this. I just say deserving of them even checking in with me for the day. What campaigns have I built? What content am I posting? Who am I giving them access to? There's all these questions I ask myself, and you have to be honest with yourself, because if you're not and you don't answer those questions as a leader of your community, then their attention is going to go to Netflix. Their attention is going to go to anything else on their screen that they can be looking at. And so it's really important that you ask, what am I doing that's deserving of the people who currently follow me? What am I doing? And what am I creating for them? What conversations am I having? Am I listening enough? Am I, giving them what they're asking for? Do I know what they want? And a lot of times people get creators anxiety around this time of the year because they're going into 2020. And I call it creators anxiety, where you're just emotionally posting on a daily basis. And finally you're burning on both ends and you're burnt out before the year starts. And so that's why with Danielle and this thing where she's, mapping things out, you shouldn't be anxious on a daily basis about what you're going to do. Because you'll burn out, because it takes energy to even create the content, let alone
distribute it.
Yeah, distribute it
and with it, oversee it. It just the creation part. But even at the high level of me just knowing what my promotional focus is going to be every month, I heard a story. Have you ever heard that book, The Giving Tree?
Yeah, of course.
So every course or class I launch is less about the money and more about the impact. I do have to make sure I make money, because with me, that was not my habit. My habit was to help. Most women, their habit is to help. And if I don't make them monetize up front, then they'll forget and they would have helped and no one will help them. So I have the same problem my clients have. We just love to help. But in the Giving Tree, there was this tree, and the little boy, he would go to the tree. He would tell the tree, I'm hot. And the tree would say, well, get under my branches, I'll give you shade. And the little boy would play, and the tree would say, I'm hungry. The little boy would say, I'm hungry. And the tree would shake down some apples. He'd say, here, eat my fruit. The little boy grew and he got to be a teenager, and he came back to the tree and he said, I need some money. And the tree was like, look, I'm going to shake all these apples down. You go sell them. And so he got a little bit older and he came back to the Giving Tree, and he told the Giving Tree, I got a wife and a family now. I need a house. He said, we're in the forest. Take some of my branches, take some of these trees and, go build your family a house. And the boy came back and he's like, my marriage is not working good. And, my job, I'm tired of my job. I want to get away. And so, the tree was like, well, I already gave you my branches, but, here, just take my body and build you a boat. And you can go get away. And so the little boy sailed away, which he was a grown man by now. And by the time he came back, he was old. And he told the tree, I'm tired. And the tree was like, well, I don't have anything else but a stump left. But I see you look tired. Just go ahead and sit on me. That's women to me. We give and give and give all the way down to the stump. And at no point do we require people to ask us, what do we need? Or at no point do we require that people make sure we're okay, or that there's some kind of simpatico or reciprocity in that giving. We give until we're a stump. And nobody ever asks us, are we tired? And so when I think about women, I think about the giving tree. And if we're not careful, we'll give everything away. So that's why I do what I do. But I had this life coaching course called Redefinition. And when I thought about that story today, I thought about that course. And that made me want to relaunch that course in April around resurrection season for women who, like me, kids are gone for the most part, and my mom is gone, and I'm about to retire, and it's just about to be a new season for me. And I really don't know what I want to do. I know I want to do something different, but I know I'm not the only woman who's at that point where they need to redefine who they are and what's important to them. I know got this whole big health journey I have to take. So a lot of different things, and putting myself first and relearning that. I said it to say that's how my marketing calendar works. It's never let me just put this stuff on paper and go make $50 million, which that is our goal next year, is $50 million. But it's, can I help $50 million worth of people? And what is it going to take? What level of automation is it going to take? What level of strategy is it going to take? And above all, how can we just impact more and more people? And that's how my marketing calendar works. I'm launching a program called Due Season in January because there's just so many people who struggle to execute. Mm-hmm. Due season is not DUE like the Bible. All things happen in due season. Due season is the spirit of execution. Where that game where you just slicing fruit on the way down. That's how I work. And that's how you work, actually. But a lot of people don't work like that. A lot of people spend more time in thought and conjecture and hypothesis and maybe this and maybe that, or what if I, or what if that. Some people make some to-do lists so comprehensive that when they get through with the to-do list, they're exhausted and ain't did nothing on the list. You know what I'm saying? So I think I say all that to say that just having that level of strategy in your marketing calendar and why you're launching what and when and who it's going to help, that I tell people all the time, you're closer to $1 million than you think. That was a rant.
we were here for it.
Yeah, I saw you days off a couple times.
No,
I saw you glass over.
I was actually because while you're talking, I always look for connections, or I look for, okay, how you don't always have to say how can I help 5 million or $50 million worth of people. Like for me, I've been really collaborative these past couple of years, especially with Octonation, because one of our visions is to become a global leader in marine wildlife education, conservation, and research. And I looked at those organizations that are doing that, and they're making close to $500 million a year in what they're doing. And if I want to be that, I thought, if I don't want to get there alone, so how can I work with people that are further along than me, that maybe have 50 million, $100 million companies, and if their goal is the same, meaning they're out there in the ocean right now, they're doing a lot of cool science, how do I collaborate with them in a way that gets my name out there faster and moves me along the line faster? And so with you in this, I guess, due season, and the next thing that all of the campaigns that you're doing, it's identifying, larger brands that also want to help, women as well, and are might be further along because they've been doing it for 40 years or 50 years, and being an asset to them and plugging in all of your, tools, resources and things for
we have
sponsorships.
a hard time with that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I'll have to explain to you privately, but with me, I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's almost like they don't want to be bothered with us. And you know me, I'm not finna, bro, you'll look up and I'll be passing your brand up. Be careful, Dove Beauty. Be careful. Be careful, Amazon. Be careful. So, I know you only have so much energy. And we tried the whole sponsorship thing. And to be honest, it really, for us, derailed us from our mission of helping more people.
Yeah.
Right? So we said this year, I love the fact that me and Warren are friends, because he always gives me a different vantage point. But for me, I feel like if I run hard enough and long enough, they'll come and look for me.
Oh, for sure. They say if you sing and dance in the same place long enough, people will gather around.
Absolutely.
And I believe they will for you. But I look at kind of my kind of journey this past year, which is Facebook has reached out to me a lot because of what I'm doing with Octonation, and they're wanting to build out, admin education centers. And we just when I watched Danielle speak at the Houston Community Leadership Circles hosted by Facebook, and so working your way into kind of that machine. Because Facebook does want to build meaningful connections, deeper connections with their community, and especially through groups, and figuring out how to kind of put yourself in the position where they're aware of your capacity to serve. I feel like, they're looking for stories, they're looking for people to focus on. And every product, program, or service that you use to do your business, I feel like you're a shining testimonial for that product, program, or service. Like if it's like a accounting software, if it's your CRM, if it's your whatever.
And even like Zoom, bro. Zoom owes me money. I don't think Zoom knows how many people I've referred to Zoom. People will watch this broadcast and go get Zoom just because Zoom's in the lower left-hand corner.
Yeah.
When we go live. So I don't know, but great conversation, Warren. Great walk down memory lane, just afternoon chat. But yep, the link tonight, guys, bit.ly/Black Friday Money. If you really want to get a jump start on having a great infrastructure and a great design template for live stream.
And it's also, I always say, when you buy into any, into any of Danielle's programs, it's kind of your way of getting started in her ecosystem, in her world, because us as community leaders, we're looking for shining testimonials too. We're looking for people that come on, get fast wins. We want to pour ourselves more into people that take action and that do the work, and that, so if you show up, it's just like the more that you do the work, the more we want to help, the more we want to push you along in the direction of, success. And so there's tons of people which is like, well, if I buy into this, I don't know if I'll get anything out of it. It's like, yeah, you will, because you're pouring into an ecosystem. And if you do the actual work, then we want to highlight you. We want you to jump on like a Facebook Live together and talk about, your successes. We want to feature people in the community that are getting on, are positive, are doing the work so that we can, move you along. It's
That's
just
very
like,
true.
so you're always buying into an ecosystem. Anytime you purchase, anytime you get information and use that information, you have the ability to reach, out to Danielle and say, hey, I did what you said. This is how it worked. And us as community leaders, we're just like, well, how can we feature you? How can we showcase that? So.
And I think actually people should look for reciprocal relationships online. There's a lot of give and give and give,
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of take and take and take. And people need to look to close that chasm of, yeah, you're my coach, but other than giving me strategy, what else are you doing to help propel my brand? I don't know. More to come, but the next decade is going to be interesting nonetheless. Do you know who the most downloaded artist of the decade was?
Musical artist? I don't know why I want to say. Who's that Old Town Road guy? Who's that?
Oh no, he's new.
I
Think
don't know.
10 years. I got enemies, got a lot of enemies,
Okay.
got a lot of folks trying to take me for my energy. Drake.
Uh-huh.
Drake slayed the last 10 years, most downloaded artist of the decade.
Wow.
Collaborations.
Mm-hmm.
He was the poster.
I bet Cardi B was up there too, only because she's collaborated pretty heavily since she first started too.
10 years is a long time.
Yeah.
So let me look it up. That's that consistency rearing its ugly head again,
Because I did a training on Cardi B, I remember, on Instagram, just because she strategically collaborates in the way she showcases her community. Like, other artists aren't gonna post on their main feed another person dancing or playing violin or to their music. And Cardi B is for the people, so she doesn't care. She's like, I'll post you, whatever. Like, I'll repost you, even though I have 50 million or whatever, how many million people she has. And because she does that, there's such a deeply ingrained love and respect for her.
So Drake was number 1 and Ed Sheeran was number 2. Let me see who else. Post Malone, Ariana Grande, and Eminem.
Eminem, really?
And guess what? Cardi B didn't make the list. Ariana Grande, Rihanna, Taylor Swift, Sia, and Beyonce.
Crazy that Beyonce's so low down the list. But
I guess 10 years, bro.
She goes and she comes. So
10 years, but she really, for the most part, she just comes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And that's another thing. Beyonce is super consistent.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
And has been. So let's see who's around at the end of the decade. It'll be good to see. All right, love you, bro. I'm gonna get out of here.
Okay, perfect. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you. Thanks for coming on.
For sure.
Bye.